am the Director of Wellness and Therapeutic Services at LifeCamp Inc. And I am joined by my partner, Tracy Queene,
Greetings.
who is
Yes,
our credible
greetings. I'm
clinician.
Tracy Queene. Yes, thank you,
Yes.
Queen.
So if those of us on Instagram want to see my partner, Tracy Queene, who's our credible clinician at Life Camp, you can go on to my Facebook page at Kheperah on Facebook. Otherwise, you can rock with me on Instagram, but you will get both of us on Facebook. So we wanted to share, there's so much going on around this election, and still so much energy is so high. There's still so much fear. There's still so much anxiety. And we thought we'd come back and revisit with another topic. And today's topic is raising your frequency. Because what we know is that at the end of the day, what we're feeling is just energy. And energy is always in motion. And so energy in motion is emotion. And there are only two energies that are always in motion that are at the root of all human behavior. And those two energies are love and the opposite of love, which is fear. And fear and love are two energies that cannot be created or destroyed. They have no beginning and no end, and they can be transformed into one another. Right now, people are gripped with the energy of fear, and fear is a low vibrational frequency energy. Fear operates at a very low level. Fear causes you to contract, separate, be different, be racist, be angry, be violent. And love is an energy that expands and connects. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, let's connect. Or you get with somebody and they just make you feel good inside. And so we want to remind everyone that we are born with the energy of love and a sound mind.
Yes.
And so today is all about encouraging people to raise your frequency, to be reminded of who you are, to ground yourself in that center of love. Yesterday, I quoted Ma'ata Ashby, and he said to be truly happy, everybody needs a stable point that they can hold on to permanently so that they will never lose balance. And that center is within. So today we're talking about raising your frequency, and we wanted to bring some tools to help you raise your vibrational frequency, because that energy of love, where there is love, fear cannot exist.
Yes.
And because love is in us, we just forget, we get caught up in all of the things that are going on. And we surround ourselves with images, and then we play them in our heads. And many times we're fearing the future, or we're fretting the past, and we're not in the moment. And the more you are present in the moment and you elevate your frequency in the moment, you create more space, more love, which brings more protection, more courage, more clarity, so that you can navigate through this world and not get caught up in it. So, Tracy, why don't you tell everybody what is a frequency, just by dictionary definition?
Well, frequency is the rate at which something occurs or is repeated over a particular period of time.
Yes, a frequency is a rate that something occurs or over a particular period of time, right?
Or is repeated.
Or is repeated over a particular period of time. So it's the rate at which something occurs, or it's repeated over a particular period of time. And when you think about fear, it is being repeated over and over again. And that's why we're bound. But today we want to talk about elevating and freedom. And so we approach everything in three frameworks. We believe that it's important to get in alignment, to alkalize the body, and then get a good word and remind yourself of who you are. And so we say align, alkaline, remind. I'll say it again. Align, alkaline, remind. One more time. Align, alkaline, remind. You and me. Align, alkaline, remind. Let's get free. So today, in the spirit of alignment, thought we'd bring back the singing bowls. I encourage everyone, if you like shoes and handbags and cars and jewelry or perfume, you shop at Whole Foods, if you do anything indulgent, indulge in some bowls. These bowls are really, really healing. They're such a gift to have because they vibrate at different frequencies, and they're made of quartz crystal. And quartz crystal, just like diamonds, it's the one element that is used in fiber optics, in radio transmission. They amplify sound and they transmit signals and they transmit energy. And so, like we've said before, every time you're around somebody or you experience something and you don't feel good inside, it's because it's activating, it's triggering one of your energy centers. You know, if we are of the breath and of the flesh, and the flesh begins and ends and dies, and the spirit never dies, then the spirit has to transmit through the flesh in order to communicate, right? So we have different centers in our body that transmit energy through our crown, through our first eye, our pineal gland, through our throat, through our heart center, through our sacral chakra or our solar plexus, which is right below the navel, and through our seat, right? So, or our root. And so any of those places can be activated. And if you think about it, there's energy in all of those places. And so these bowls are designed to break up any congestion, to elevate the frequency of love. So if you suffer from headaches, if you suffer from, you know, emotional pain, if you feel disconnected or you're riddled with a lot of emotion or, you know, just an imbalance, these bowls are amazing. So I want to share a sound bath with you. Some of you do sound baths every day because you play the radio. When you play the radio, you listen to your favorite song and it just makes you feel good. That's exactly how the sound bowls work. So the first bowl is our bowl for the sacral chakra. That's the area right below the solar plexus or the belly button. And that's the area that deals with your reproductive organs, your lower abdomen, and it activates the energy or emotion of sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, but it also helps to deal with connection to people or connection to other people and the ability to experience new things. And that bowl vibrates to the note of D. And that deals with I feel, right? So if you found lately that you've just been not able to connect with people or feeling, you know, disconnected or feeling tight, you know, not able to just feel good, you know, in the midst of everything, or you feel lack of abundance or just a lack of overall well-being, this sacral chakra, this note of D is what's going to open you up. And remember, you are the bowl. So if you don't have a bowl, you can hum to the tune of, isn't that beautiful? And then this bowl is the bowl for the heart chakra, the area right above your chest. And this deals with the heart, the lower lungs, your circulation, and your immune system. So it activates the energy and emotions of love, joy, and peace. And the affirmation is I love, and the letter is F. And then this bowl is the bowl that activates the first eye or the pineal gland. And this bowl deals with intuition, the areas of the body that it activates are the eyes, the sinuses, the forehead, and also the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is the gland that controls your hormones. The pituitary gland is the gland in your body that regulates all your hormones. So if you've been like out of whack and every little thing just sets you off or gets you nervous or you're irritable, you have trouble sleeping, you find that you can't think clearly, you don't know what to do, you know, this is the bowl that helps to break up all of that energy and helps to relieve congestion in the sinuses. And the affirmation here is I see. And so we're going to do a sound bath dealing with our ability to see and open up so we can see clearly and get in tune with what to do and how to navigate. If you find you're calling your friends every other day going, what should I do? What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying, Queen? If you know, people are calling us every single day. I don't know what to do. What should I do? And what do we say? Go within, be still, because all of us have the answers that we need. And so tapping into our clarity, healing our heart, helping us to connect with one another, but also to feel good and also to inspire our well-being and a spirit of abundance. So if you'd like to join us, just find a comfortable seat, take a deep breath, and Tracy's going to come on the screen side by side on Facebook. Again, if you want to see her, you can come to my Facebook page. But for those of you who are watching, if you don't have a bowl, you are the bowl. You are the song. In the beginning was the word, and the word was good, and the word was of love, right? I'll keep this non-denominational, but we know that the creator is love. So if you want, you can just hum along. And by doing that, by activating these tones in your body, you actually break up those frequencies. So sip a little water if you like and sit calmly. And so let's do it together. So we'll start with, oh, and when we chant, we say Ankh, Ankh. The Ankh is a symbol of life. The Ankh is represented by a circle at the top, which represents the womb, a staff at the bottom, which represents the male phallus, and a line in between, which represents the child. So it's known for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or man, woman, and child. It's all science and it's all spiritual and balance. But it basically says that knowledge is in us. At the root of everything is what we know. And when we go through experiences and apply our knowledge, we gain wisdom. And when we apply knowledge and we gain wisdom, then we receive understanding. So we're saying Ankh. You can say Om, you could say you could say Ah, you could say Rum. Whatever you do, just hum to the notes of D, F, and A. And here we
Yes.
go. Did you feel that?
Oh, that felt amazing.
Could you really feel it through? Could you
Yes,
hear the
yes.
tones?
It's
Hear
the
that.
vibration, the vibration. Mhm. Mm. Yes.
I don't know about you, but I feel better. I feel
Yes.
already like my frequency,
Calm.
has right.
Yeah,
Feel
it
a
just
little
goes through
calmer.
your body.
Yeah, it
Ah.
just resonates. And
Mhm.
so again, if you don't, even if you don't have the singing bowls, right? I mean, I found them on Amazon. I'm not advertising anything. I'm just telling you what it is. But we just have to get back to our true nature. Before we had anything, we had sound, we had the
Yes.
word, we had feel and touch. We communicated with our heart, with our energy. We didn't have to use a lot of words. And
Yes.
sometimes language gets in the way of us connecting,
Yes.
you know? And
Absolutely.
so just take a moment, get some water, sit in a quiet place, and just get in tune with the tone. I was saying this the other day, Queen. When you get in tune with a tone, does that mean that you atone? Just having some
Get
fun,
in
right?
tune, pun intended.
Get in tune.
Yes.
So these are the singing bowls. Oh, that felt so good. And the reason why it's called a
Mhm.
sound bath is because you can literally fill the space with sound.
Yes.
Some of us do it with our stereo, right? You sit and you listen to something that you really love and you turn up the volume so the frequency is high and loud in the space. And all of a
Yes.
sudden it makes you feel good. And it makes you feel so good, you got to get up and dance and move, right? So if there's
Yes.
something that does that for you, that makes you smile, that you go, oh, that's my song. Like even that's spiritual. When something makes you raise your hands, right? And cry out. That's vibrational. That's elevating your frequency. So I encourage all of you. It is time to raise our frequency. What we cannot control outside of us, we can control inside of us. And it's important that through all of this, we open up, we get clear, and we get centered, and we tap into our core, because that's the one thing that as we tune in and tap into that, we can depend on. So thank you for letting me share that. These are so addictive. I can't get enough, right?
Thank you for bathing us in sound wave.
Yes, so I'm just gonna put these down for a moment, and then we want to also talk about alkalizing the body, right? So a lot of us in the midst of stress are also stress eating. I don't know if you've experienced that, Queen, but people are eating. You know, how many people find themselves just eating, and you don't even, like, you're not even hungry. You just nauseous. Well, I'll share with you. If you find yourself craving a lot of crunchy, salty, fried foods, that's repressed anger. So if you find you just busting back a bag of chips, or you need some chicken wings or some fries, or something fried and crunchy and salty, that's where the term being salty comes from, right? But that means that you have unexpressed emotion, unexpressed energy, and it's in your throat chakra, or it means that you have repressed anger. And so just be aware of yourself. The body is the first instrument, right? So we want to be in tune and aware of ourselves so that we can be mindful of that emotional eating, huh? And then if you find that you're craving a lot of sweets, like cakes and pies and ice cream, right? That's actually a sign that you're craving love, that you're really craving comfort. And nothing outside of you can give you that, because if it's outside of you, then it's physical, right? And so we know that everything physical has a beginning and an end. It is finite. It is never enough. And so you want to tap into that energy that's inside of you, and we all have it. So we want to show you how to elevate your frequency so you can tap in to the supreme intelligence, the wisdom and the intuition that's available to all of us, because this is a different kind of war. This is a different kind of, I don't even want to call it a war. This is a different time. This is actually the age of Aquarius, right? And hold on, I think my light just went out over here. This is a, they say that it is the age of Aquarius. This is a spiritual time. This is actually an awakening of the earth, when we're actually coming together to heal. So everything that's happening, think about the fact that it's happening for us and not to us. When we just shift that paradigm, it's like, yeah, all of this is happening for me. You know why? Because it's forcing me to get it together. It's forcing me to raise my frequency. It's forcing me to go to bed early and get my rest so I can be alert. It's forcing me to eat differently so I can have more energy. What about you, Queen? How is all of this energy in the air, how is it happening for you instead of to you?
Well, actually, it's forcing me to be more in tune, because
Forcing you to be more in tune.
yeah, because at times I just feel like chaotic, and I'm like, wait.
Yes.
Like always, out of chaos, I say to myself, okay, now where's the lesson? There has to be a lesson.
Where's the lesson?
And where's the lesson? The sign? Yes. What should I be doing? What should I be doing?
Yes. So Tracy
to raise
is
my
saying,
frequency.
yes, I'm sharing to the folks on Instagram that Tracy is saying, like, she's even saying this is like the opportunity is for her to like raise her frequency. Like, where's the lesson in this? Because there's got to always be a lesson, an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to grow. And most of the time we're afraid because we feel overpowered, overwhelmed, unprepared, unprotected. And so again, the only thing that we can do, Donnie McClurkin has a song, after you've done all you can, you just stand. I think about mountain pose in yoga. When you stand firm and your back is straight and your hands are down and you can feel the energy of the earth and your feet are firmly planted and you just stand. We have to rise up, There's there's a word that you were sharing with me earlier, Queen, that talked about fear. And you said fear has two meanings. It
Yes.
can stand for, or it's an acronym that can be read two different ways. It can either mean forget everything and run, or face everything and rise.
Face everything.
Face everything and rise. The one thing we haven't been taught is how to stand in, feel the feelings. Feel it, because again, it's energy. And when you stand firm and you feel it and you observe it, sometimes it's like a storm. It eventually dissipates and then you can get clear. So we don't want to be caught up in the storm of our thoughts, you know, because in the room of our thoughts, there are many storms. So face everything and rise. So in order to help you raise your frequency, it's important that you take in alkaline forming foods. And so we thought we'd make a little drink that would help you raise your frequency. And so we are calling this, did we give this a name, Queen?
You know what? We didn't give it a
We didn't give
name,
it a
so
name.
we're
Let's
gonna
name it as we
let's
go.
name
Yeah.
it as, you know, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that. All right, so I'm going to wash my hands really quick. So again, we believe in getting in alignment, which is what we just did with the singing bowls. At the end of the day, we activated the breath. Everything begins and ends with the breath. So we got in alignment with the singing bowls, and now we're going to alkalize the body. And so we've got some pineapple, some fresh Bartlett pears, some kiwi, and some holy basil. So we're going to explain everything. And Queen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the healing properties as we talk so that I can share it with folks on Instagram as well. Oh, I need a stronger knife. This pear is not quite right. But the beauty of juicing is that I can get all the nutrients anyway. So let's start with pineapple. Pineapple we love because it's called the happy fruit.
It's called
And let's talk about one of the key elements in pineapple. I got it. That makes it so good for you. Go ahead, Queen.
the vitamin C.
Vitamin C. So we know that vitamin C, not only is it good for colds and flu, but vitamin C also activates a hormone called serotonin.
Yes.
And serotonin is a hormone that helps us, it activates what we call the parasympathetic nervous system to help us feel good. So the same way that you have endorphins, serotonin is a hormone in the body that is released to help calm us and relax us. And so that's why we like to use pineapple. So I'm going to, it would help if I got my jug. So I'm going to juice some pineapple. Yeah. Oh, it smells good too.
I know it does.
So pineapple, rich in vitamin C.
Calcium for the bones.
Calcium for the bones. Did you know that pineapple has calcium? I think you can only get it from dairy. All right, so that's our pineapple.
Right.
And then we've got our pears. Love pears, these Bartlett pears. Excellent for digestion.
Excellent source of fiber.
Excellent source of fiber. And fiber, you know, when you're bound, you can't function.
You can't function.
So that also
you can't
helps
think.
you to relax.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to get I might have to get a larger container.
It looks like that. Wow.
Yeah, you know why? The pineapple made a lot of juice.
That
And I love pineapple.
juicy.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna transfer this to a larger container so I can keep this going. Right. So far we've got our vitamin C, we've got our serotonin booster to relax our nerves. We've got fiber so we can be unbound, and our digestive system. We also know that your immune system lives in your gut. So when you're bound up, when you're eating when you're emotional eating like a lot of starch, another reason why you don't feel good is because immune system's in the gut. So if the nerves are going to the blood vessels in the immune system to pull the nutrients, and you have a lot of processed food and crap, then it's only bringing all of that back to the organs. And so, of course, you're not going to feel good physically or mentally. So, pears, good for the digestive system, and not too sweet. So, for those of you who have to keep a low glycemic index, you know, the pineapple is a little sweet, but you can always dilute it. And then I've got some kiwi. I
Oh,
just want to
yes.
take a piece of this because I love kiwi. Mm.
Is it a little
Uh-uh.
tart? Is it a little tart? Is it? No?
No, this one is very good. I actually want to, I might have to save one of these for my, just to eat. That was good.
Yeah, that's also an excellent
kiwi.
source of fiber.
Excellent source of
Yeah.
fiber.
Vitamin C again.
Vitamin C.
Our
Oh
friend
my gosh, this is so
Seratonin.
right. This is so right.
And kiwi also has vitamin K that prevents blood clotting.
And vitamin K to prevent
yes.
blood clotting, which is very
Yes.
important because a lot of people are sitting, zooming all day.
A lot of zooming.
So you want to keep your circulation going.
Have
right?
to.
Because the blood brings oxygen to the body. So when the blood is blocked and it can't flow, you can't bring oxygen, you can't think straight. And then finally, it smells so good.
I know,
Holy
it smells
basil.
good.
I think they call it holy because it has so many healing properties.
Yes.
Holy basil.
Yeah, first of all, basil is an adaptogen.
It's an adaptogen. So explain to people what an adaptogen is.
As we know, that's a natural substance that helps your body adapt to stress and promotes mental balance.
So for those of you who didn't hear, I'm just pouring a little juice because I want all the basil. So the basil is an adaptogen, and it's called an adaptogen because it helps the body adapt to stress. So we just made a drink that helps the body adapt to stress, that keeps the digestive system flowing smoothly, that adds vitamin C to the body, not only to prevent colds and flu, but also to activate serotonin, which is a hormone that helps you feel good and also helps you to relax. And the holy basil also has a lot of medicinal properties. It's also good for, I lost my light again. It's also good for the immune system.
And it's
antibacterial. So I've got this antibacterial.
Yes.
Antiviral.
Viral.
Holy basil. And it's highly medicinal. So I think I'm going to use a wine glass. This just looks so good.
That looks really, really good.
Looks really good, right?
I love it. So, that looks so delicious.
Pretty. Yes, yes, yes. So I think we're going to call this the high frequency. The high frequency. So we've got pineapple, we've got kiwi, we've got pear, we've got holy basil, and we are calling this the high frequency. And you know, I should have saved a piece of basil just to make a little decor. When we are making, when you make your tonics and your juices, remember everything that you put in your body has a frequency. And so even just, if I had my singing bowl next to me, I would even just play a little tone. But I think I'm just going to give a tone of thanks for this drink because I'm going to see this drink going into my body, relaxing my nervous system, building my immune system, easing my digestive system. And so I say, now let's taste it.
Cheers. Taste.
Good. I need to have a seat so I can sip this properly. Oh, this is good. You see how happy I am with everything that's going on in the world? I can smile. I can smile because why should I feel discouraged? Whatever is going on outside of me that I cannot control, I am thankful. I am so thankful.
Yes.
That I know that I have, the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'm thankful for the wisdom to know that what I need to do is sit my behind down, get still, do my chanting, do my meditation, put some life in my body, and get a good word. And so cheers to all of you. Oh, this is so good.
Cheers.
So we got in alignment with the singing bowls. We alkalized the body. And now it's just time for a good word. And so Tracy is going to share a good word, and then I'm going to repeat it to our friends on Instagram. So go ahead, Queen, while I sip on this some more.
I've learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. That's by Nelson Mandela.
Okay, so we got a quote by
So
Nelson
say,
Mandela. So
yes,
you're
I'll
gonna
say it
say it
again.
again, and you'll do a call
I'll
and
say it again.
response. So we'll do,
Yes,
do a call and
yes.
response so I can repeat it back. Go ahead.
I've learned that courage is not the absence of fear,
I've learned that courage is not the absence of fear,
but the triumph over it.
but the triumph over it.
The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid,
The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid,
but he who conquers that fear.
but he who conquers that fear. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So we already said fear is an energy.
Right,
Fear is an energy that's always in motion, and it can be transformed, right? And it's transformed by elevating your frequency, because
frequency.
fear vibrates on a frequency. It's energy, and
Right,
energy vibrates. Energy is always in motion. So if you approach what's happening for you from a scientific perspective, what you're feeling is energy in motion. You're feeling turbulence. You're feeling these feelings, this disturbance, because of how you're processing what's happening, right? Now, what's happening is a situation, and it's obviously real. Somebody's doing some things in office. Someone may be trying to disrupt the vote. That may lead to other things in society. But if you cannot control any of that, then what is it that you can control? How you feel. We cannot allow this to disturb our peace to the extent that it takes us under. And do know that I really, really know, like, you have every right to feel what you feel. But the question is, are you willing to sit in that feeling? To just sit in it and observe it. Just observe it and notice what you've made it mean. And ask yourself, what do you choose to focus on? Because in this moment, you can choose life. You can choose to raise your frequency. It's a situation. Do you have to? You could actually, you can actually still feel whole in this space of
mhm,
uncertainty. You
yes.
can actually feel whole, because you still have to show up. You know,
Still have to
um,
show up. Yes,
Shout out
Queen.
to a sister, Marjorie Fields. I believe that is her name. She tagged me on Instagram because she posted something that talked about, what was going on in the world, and how she felt as a Black woman, and the stress that she felt. And do know that I really respect and I feel that, because there's days when I feel it. Don't get it twisted. I feel it, and I have to really just activate the tools so I can shift from it as quickly as I can, you know, not because I don't honor it, but because I don't want to stay there. I don't want
Right.
to stay there too long. I honor my feelings. I feel my feelings. But then, like most of us, we have children, we have families, we have jobs, and so then we have to deal with that level of energy that's pulling on us. And what we need is for everyone to stay well and healthy. And so, Sister Marjorie, I really feel you, you know, and know this: no one thing does the trick, right? So if you find that the meditation doesn't work, maybe it's time to eat a little lighter, have more water, take in more foods that are high frequency foods like greens and fruits and vegetables, and get a little lighter to ease your digestive system so your body doesn't have to work so hard to process your food. And that might also help, you know? And then get a good word. A good word always reminds you of who you are, always brings you back to your center. So that was just, again, some quick tools to help you to align, to get alkaline, and to be reminded of who you are. And so we'd actually like to engage a couple of questions. So Jada is here on our tech team, and she's gonna answer any questions from Instagram or Facebook. So we can engage everyone and just bring as much joy and healing and support as possible, because we're all in this together. And smiling doesn't mean I don't take it lightly. It's just I can't afford to keep destroying myself on the inside with stress that's going to eat away at my nervous system. because I still have to stand up and show up and be powerful in my day. So when I'm feeling the weight of that energy, I recognize that this is energy and this too shall pass, but today I'm feeling it, I lay down, I get still, I drink more water, I eat lighter, I do my prayer and meditation, and I keep doing it. I keep doing it. Keep doing it until something shifts. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if you haven't done that, just try it. If you've tried everything else, you have nothing to lose. Any questions, Jada?
Larry Darville asks, what vegetables are good for blood clots?
So Larry Darville asks, what vegetables are good for blood clots, Tracy? So peace, Larry. How are you? So one, garlic is actually really good for blood
Yes.
clotting because garlic helps to thin the blood. And so raw garlic is really, really good to help to allow the blood to flow more freely so it can help to ease the blood clots.
And
Tracy,
the
did you want to
pears.
offer one?
Well,
And the
Larry, I know you asked about vegetables, but grab a green pear.
green
It's easy
pear.
to grab. Just grab a green pear. That's excellent.
And we
And
mentioned the
excellent source
kiwi
of vitamin
also.
vitamin K. Yes. So
Yes.
today we chose a lot of foods that prevent blood clotting.
Yeah.
So
So today, I'm just repeating for Instagram, we chose a lot of foods that prevent blood clotting or to help to ease in that, like the kiwi and the pear, because they have vitamin K. And that's
mhm.
also good. But also the garlic. So thanks for asking
Thank
the
you,
question.
Larry.
Anyone else?
Alkaline underscore Amber asks, what are the bowls exactly called and what are their benefits?
Okay, so Alkaline Amber asked, what are the bowls and what are their benefits? I'd like to bring them back. So Jada, would you pass them to me? Is she on Instagram or Facebook? Okay, so I'm gonna look at you, Alkaline underscore Amber, and you have Alkaline in your name. That's beautiful. Go Amber, Alkaline Amber, align, alkaline, remind. That's just our way of remembering. When we experience stress, get in alignment, alkalize the body, remind yourself of who you are. So again, here are the bowls. These bowls come, sometimes they come just white, but I like the colors because the colors help me to differentiate them in terms of the sound. And so they're called singing bowls. And the reason why they're called singing bowls is because they hold a note. So if you think about a piano or any type of instrument, it holds a note. And so these singing bowls are made of quartz crystal, and quartz crystal is used to transmit radio signals and amplify sound and also transmit energy frequencies. And so what they do is they resonate with the different energy centers in the body. So this bowl resonates with what you call the sacral energy center, which is below the abdomen, and it deals with the reproductive organs. So this bowl with the note of D, what it does is it breaks up any blockages that stop you from feeling abundance or pleasure. If you have issues with your sexuality, if you have issues with connecting to people or embracing new experiences, if you have any challenges just feeling pleasure, if you're one of those people that even when something good is happening, you just can't seem to enjoy yourself, this helps you to feel. This helps you to feel on a healthy level. And so when you play the bowl, you can hit it or you can just rub around it and watch what happens. Right? This bowl, you hear that? That's the note of D. So you can also hum along with it. And just by doing that, it raises that frequency here. This bowl resonates with the heart chakra. And this bowl helps to deal with your ability to love and to have compassion. And so it also impacts your lower lungs, your circulatory system, and your immune system. So if you're having any health issues, if you're having any heartache, if you're having any circulatory issues, it resonates with the letter F. I meant to say F, not A. And then this bowl resonates with your pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is located in this area of your first eye. You know, it's actually a part of the brain. And I say the first eye because people call this the third eye, but that would mean this is one, or this is one, and this is two, and this is three. But when you close your eyes, you can still see. So this is the first eye. And the pituitary gland controls, regulates all your hormones. So sometimes for women during your cycle, you have a hormonal imbalance and you just don't feel good, right? Or you can have just emotional issues or lack of clarity or inability to be, you know, just to think clearly, or you get headaches or have a lot of congestion. You may get a lot of migraines. And so this bowl resonates with the note A, and the affirmation is I see. And these particular bowls I got from Amazon. So you can find any colors you like, and you can actually purchase the ones that resonate with the energy center that you want to work on the most. And some of them come in sets. Thanks for your question.
Effie Carmichael asks, how can you prevent panic attacks?
How can you prevent panic attacks? Great question, Abby. So here's the thing, when you're panicking, here's what happens. The reason why we talked about fear is because fear is also an acronym for false evidence appearing real. A lot of times our stress is stress that's either real or imagined. And so more times than not, the actual threat isn't right on us. It's not right in our face. And this is what I mean. If somebody is standing next to you with a gun to your head, that's a real threat. That's a, you know, you have every reason to be afraid. Your brain is going to send those stress hormones of adrenaline and cortisol, so you have the energy to fight or to flee. If a rabid dog or a pit bull is right up on you, again, triggering all of those stress hormones, you're going to fight, you're going to run. But sometimes the thought of something happening can make you feel afraid, and it's not happening in your midst, but the brain doesn't know it. It just knows you have the thought. The thought is the message that's sent to the brain that says to the brain, oh, shoot, send the stress hormones because we need the strength to fight or run. But it's not in the moment. And so the way that you can start to alleviate those panic attacks is to ground yourself. The moment you start to feel those panic attacks, the first thing you do is take a breath, right? Take a breath and then ground yourself. Bring yourself back to the present, because in that moment, you're either afraid of what's about to happen or you're dwelling on the past and what did happening and you're bringing it into the present. But either way, you're not here. Tracy Queene, my partner in wellness, last week or the week before, what we shared, she had a great grounding tool, and I'm going to show it to you right now. What she said was, take a piece of ice and hold it in your hand, right? Now it's cold, but just by holding the ice in my hand, I'm so present to the ice being cold and melting that I'm in the present, I'm in the moment, I'm really with the ice. It's melting, it's cold, and I'm trying to hold it in my hand, and it's grounding me into the present. And the reason why they call it the present is because it is a gift. Be here right now. Bring yourself back to the present. You might even want to put the ice in your mouth, and then you're really present to the fact that it's cold and it's melting. But that's a way to ground yourself. Take your shoes and socks off. If you have grass, put your feet in the grass or on the cold floor. But activate a sense that's going to bring you into the moment. Take a juicy piece of fruit and chew on it and feel and experience the taste and all of the juice and everything. All of those things will bring you present, and breathe and say to yourself, all is well. I am here right now. I am safe. I am sound. And continue to speak that word over yourself in the moment. And the more you ground yourself in the present, you actually create space that gives you distance between the next set of stimulus and your response to it. Drink some water, take a bath, take a salt bath, okay? So I want to thank everyone for your questions. I want to thank you for joining us on Wellness Wednesday. I invite you to visit our website, lifecampinc.com lifecamp.com/wellness, lifecampinc.com/wellness, where you can ask more questions, you can suggest topics, you can be a guest in our program, in our audience. And we just want you to continue to stay here right now, be in the present, use your tools, and feel free to reach out to us and allow us to be a resource to you. Thank you so much for your time and energy, and happy Wellness Wednesday.
Happy Wellness Wednesday.